Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Magneto. No, I still don't have the rest of the wave. I don't have this one, this one, this one, or this one. Only these two, and I haven't had any luck. I've had a couple people contact me saying they can help, but I'm still on the hunt. I'm going to look a little bit more before I bother someone else. Anyway, it's Magneto, and I want to do the question of the day right away. I want to do two of them. One, do you like this look for Magneto? And two, are you tired of Marvel Legends looking incredibly wimpy almost all the time? For me, I don't care. To me, there's only one look for Magneto, okay? It's the classic, basically that look, only the good version of it. And then as far as the wimpy thing, yeah, I think Marvel Legends would be a gangbusters line if the figures were just sculpted to look like comic book characters. Even if you had the same low quality, everything was the same for Marvel Legends except the fact that they looked like wimpy cosplay people, then I think it would be a great line, and it's just not meeting that potential. Okay, so there's some good stuff about this figure. There's a couple things that I like a whole bunch, and then there's some stuff that's not so good. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, before we get into the review, I want to give you a quick look at my package. Again, the 97 packaging, it's not specifically reminiscent of anything. It's okay. I don't think it's the best look. Black to orange and yellow to blue, it's just kind of a weird combo to me. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's probably the weakest of these retro carded figures, and so that's a thing. But you do get some nice artwork up here, and then you get some artwork to compare the figure against, which almost always makes the figure look less good. And then on the back you get a photo of the figure, which is a render and almost always serves almost no purpose. So, whatever. Packaging is whatever. I like that they do show the other characters back here. That's cool. Alright. That's for you inbox collectors. For you out-of-box collectors, let's get into this guy. Let's not word it that way. He stands about 6.5 inches, a little bit of hair poof on top of that. That's going to make him roughly 16.5 centimeters, again, with a little bit of hair poof on top. Alright, he is just shy of Darwin's height. If you look at their noses and eyes, he's a little bit shorter, but his hair poof is a thing. And then here he is up against a McFarlane Batman, definitely out of scale, and here he is against a Marvel Select Captain America, even more definitely not in those scales because he is not in that scale. Alright, let's talk about the aesthetic since we already did a question of the day. Let's start with the good. They did some good. He seems to have bigger shoulders that are up higher compared to his pecs. I like that. Your pecs and your shoulders should not be in line with each other. Darwin's not a bad example, actually. He's okay. His shoulders are a little bit up, too. Anyway, you need your pecs lower than your shoulders. That's good. The skin tone on here is a nice, almost flat finish. Looks really good. I like that. I like that they also sculpted the sleeves up here. So there's a sculpted ridge, and it's not just paint. It's so nice. I love that. I think they actually painted the flesh tone rather than the purple. That's what it looks like, and the flesh tone paint matches the shoulder almost perfectly. I'm pretty positive it's paint at this point, unless it's actually, hold on. Oh wow, even better. They did one better. I never thought Hasbro would do this. It's actually separate pieces of plastic. The color is slightly different. That's what was throwing me off, but it's actually a separate piece of plastic for the skin here. So the line is perfect between purple and skin tone. That's way better. I haven't seen them do that ever, I think. So that's awesome. I love that. The paint job for the M, other than the scratch on mine, it's pretty clean. Can't complain about that. That looks pretty good. And then the head sculpt, I think, is pretty accurate to the source. It's probably a little bit too realistic if you ask me, but also it does have that Pixar look, that kind of like Overwatch, you know, the game Overwatch. It's kind of realistic, but also fairly cartoonish. I don't know. I like it. The eyes are really well done. Can I zoom in any tighter? Let's see if I can get it closer. Yeah, really clean eyes. That's nice. The lips, a lot of people hate the coloring on the lips. I think this is a good example. Lips do have a separate color. Even if you're a man, it doesn't look like lipstick to have your lips colored. And I think this is a good way to do it. They did a good job with that. I think the hair's a little too poofy, that kind of thing, but that's a really, really nice head sculpt. Really nice. Alright, so I've covered the nice things. Now we have to cover the not so... Okay, there's one more, I guess. Is his waist is narrower than his chest. I'll give him that. But his torso is still so skinny and shrimpy. Now we're moving on to the bad stuff. He does not look strong. He has giant shoulders compared to his torso. His chest is still fairly small. There's no real pec mass there. And his legs are fairly straight up and down. They're not terrible. These are decent legs, but not great. I know this Magneto is not exactly a powerhouse in terms of his build, but it still doesn't look quite right. Partly due to the fact that his head is too big and too high. It's too far away from his shoulders, height-wise, so that throws it off. This throws it off a lot too. They do that. They raise the head up to fit capes and things, but it looks goofy. And the cape is okay. The cape doesn't have anywhere near as much detail as the rest of the body. I don't believe any of this body, except for these new shoulders and biceps, are actually from the X-Men 97 line. I'm pretty sure these are, Vulcan parts, right? Not the forearms, so I guess the arms in general, but the legs are Vulcan, I believe. I could be wrong, but either way, it's just like, I don't know, it's not a great looking figure overall. There's some really nice spots. This is a really shining moment, and then so is the head mostly, but overall it just looks really, really cheap and plasticky and like a kid's toy with the weird proportions. The cape looks like crap if you ask me. I think it ruins the figure. What's good there is like one step forwards, 15, 16 steps back every time with Hasbro. Not every time, but most of the time. So it's going to round out, I mean, I'm being overly critical here. So it's going to round out to like a 7. It's fine for Marvel Legends. It's just they could do so much better so easily and they choose not to. Love that head sculpt though. Alright, speaking of head sculpts, let's talk about accessories. We do get an angry head, and I have to say, this is one of their better angry heads most of the time. When they do an angry head or an open mouth, it looks like the person is making a weird face. This actually looks like an angry head. The brow is furrowed. You can see the wrinkles in the cheeks better. The lips are the right shape. It's painted really well. Love that alternate head. And then we do get some alternate hands. So you get the fist hands on him in the package and then some Magneto hands. It's fine. It's nothing crazy, but it's fine. So I'll go 7 out of 10 again. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. I'm going to move this away from the figure because it's in the way. Alright, his head, old style joint. We have the disc hinge, which is such a dated, not good thing, but they're still using it so he can look down. He can't even look up really because of the hair. Can't lean side to side, just get to rock it back and forth a little bit. And then it rotates, of course. I don't know that the head is too big. I think it is just too high, and his chest is too small. That's what it... I don't think that you need to shrink the head if the chest had a more mass to it. And here's a good example, guys. It's not just the chest. This right here is an important part in a superhero. The lats. You need to have it pop out. It really, really needs to pop out. And you just don't have it on these guys. They have a V shape when they try a little bit, but it's not actually shaped like lats. If you see the difference? There's like a dip. And then it pops out. His doesn't really do that. And it pops out at the wrong spot. It comes all the way down here. Anyway, it ruins the overall heroic, or I should say comic book look of these guys. Anyway, let's talk about the shoulders. Butterfly joint. Tell me it works better than that. You get some range out of it. It feels like it's ratcheted if that's not just a peg. I don't know if that's that peg in there grinding or what, but it works okay. You're not really going to get a whole lot out of it, but it's better than not having it, I guess. Let's do another question of the day. Are you on team butterfly joint or are you on team bigger chests? For me, like for certain characters, it's worth it, but most of the time, I hate the way they look when they have the butterfly joint. It makes the chest look so skinny and narrow, like he has little tiny boobies rather than pecs that go, because your pecs go from the center of your chest all the way over to here, all the way in by your bicep. That's where they connect. Your pecs are broad muscles, and the way they do this, they have little skinny muscles. So to me, I would rather have the pecs rather than the butterfly joint. For most characters, but somebody like Spider-Man or whatever, I'll take the range. Let me know what you guys think. So the butterfly works okay on this guy. Shoulder is no problem at all. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow. Yeah, that's good. Not the best looking thing in the world, but it's not bad. That's fine. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. Ab crunch, super dated, not even well executed. Hasbro is lazy. Horrible ab crunch. It goes back okay, but gosh, what is that shape? I want you guys to go look in the mirror right now. No matter what body type you are, you can do this. You could be the skinniest person, the fattest person, the most muscle, whatever. Go look in the mirror and see if you can find that part on your body. Who's making these figures? Are Hasbro employees aliens? What is that? Oh my goodness. Oh man. The reason their ab crunches look so bad is they don't sculpt the bodies with any mass to them, and they don't know where to place the pivots, and they don't know how to sculpt anything, really. It seems there's everything wrong with that ab crunch. Oh, let's see if we can go forward. It can, but you get that. So it's like, man, it's ugly on the front and the back. Goodness gracious. This company, I'll tell you. All right, waist twist is a waist twist. Hips, let's pan back a little bit. Yeah, he kicks almost horizontal. That's fine. They go back okay. I don't know. This torso looks like the Vulcan torso also, right? Or am I crazy? This area seems different up here. It's hard for me to say. The M's throwing me off. Doesn't really matter, I guess. All right, so the legs still can't do the splits. No reason for it. I mean, other than laziness. So that's a thing. Thigh swivel is fine. They don't really go back too far. Double jointed knee is okay. Proportions are okay. Boot swivel is a boot swivel. Ankles go pretty far back. Pretty far forward. Decent ankle rocker. Forgot to mention it. He is wearing Crocs. He's got the toddler shoes on again. That's not how superhero feet are drawn. How is this a problem? Comics have been around for what? 80 years almost now? I mean, like these Marvel comics? Something like that. And it might be even more. I don't know. I don't think they've ever drawn the feet to look like toddler shoes. Can somebody corroborate that, please? That is just... Crocs didn't even come out until, what, early 2000s? Something like that? So it's weird. It's weird. Anyway, his articulation is perfectly fine. It's going to get a 7 out of 10. There's nothing special about it at all. It is just okay. All right, and so now it's time for the final verdict. Just like the articulation and the look and the accessories, this guy is an average figure. There's nothing terribly wrong with it. There's nothing exceptionally good about it other than maybe like the face paint. Or that they did a better job with the shoulders, but that's like not enough. You know, you need the figure to be better overall. You can't just say, oh, we fixed the shoulders, but the rest of the figure is still bad. It doesn't matter then. So it's not bad, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so final verdict on this guy, you probably guessed it, 7 out of 10. It's not gonna break your heart if you buy it. It's not gonna break your heart if you miss it. It's just there. It's a spot filler that is okay. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, usually. And I do have thousands of videos already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.